It's time for our explainer tonight. Now, with 1 week to the election, we now know how much it'll cost us. That's 40.329 billion Kenya shillings to carry out all the activities in the election operation plan, plus an additional 588 million shillings to ensure compliance with COVID-19 protocols, bringing the total to 40.917 billion shillings. Now, this is cheaper than the 49.9 billion that was spent in 2017. At that time, Kenya's election was said to be the most expensive in Africa and the second most expensive in the world. So just how does the cost of elections in Kenya compare to those in the region and around the world? Rwanda is the most cost-effective in the region at a cost of $1 per voter. That's about 100 shillings. In Uganda, the cost of an election is pegged at about $4 to $5 per voter. That's upwards of 500 shillings. Ghana, a country that Kenya might want to look up to when it comes to democratic principles and proper handling of elections, has its cost at $1.07 per voter. That's a little over 100 shillings per voter. Now, even one of the richest countries in the world, the United States of America, spends just $1 per voter in its election. Now, Kenya does not compare very favorably. It costs us here an average of $27 per voter. That's about 2,700 shillings, which is way more than all the other countries in the region. This makes our cost of election the highest in Africa and second in the world only to Papua New Guinea at $63 per voter. That's upwards of 6,300. But so why are our elections so expensive? Marjan Hussain, who's the Deputy CEO of the Electoral Management Body, had this to say.
One of the reasons as to why I've got very high cost of election is the trust deficit in the country. Because of trust deficit, we are forced to have a ballot paper with 9 security features, probably even more expensive than the currents that we have. And this is because of the trust deficits.
That is why we resorted to digital elections, to apparently inspire trust in the process. But is it just a trust issue that raises the cost of our elections? And has this digitization of our elections been the silver bullet? It may seem not. You see, in the lead up to the 2013 general election, which was the first under the 2010 constitution and also the first one to employ electronic voting, there was a massive procurement exercise. The procurement of BVR kits was hit by serious boardroom wars, pitting the Secretariat against the commissioners over which company to go with. The Auditor General's report implicating the former CEO for allegedly overruling the decisions of the tender committee, cancelling the competitive tender process, resulting in a government-to-government tender. And this is what the auditor's report said, that deal was flawed, leading to a loss of close to 4 billion shillings. It also went on to say that the commission incurred another unnecessary expense of 1.3 billion shillings on procurement of laptops, a cost that could easily have been avoided by simply configuring existing laptops with 3G technology that had already been purchased. Let's not forget also, there was this, the Chickengate scandal regarding the printing of ballot papers for that same election in 2013 that saw the chairman and marketing manager of Smith & Usman, a British company, convicted for paying nearly 60 million Kenya shillings in bribes to be awarded inflated tenders for printing of ballot papers. Now, they were jailed for 3 years and have served their time and been eventually released. However, the Kenyan cases are still ongoing. Now, fast forward to the next election in 2017, and every procurement process was subjected to court cases, over 50 of them. The cost of the biometric voter registration kits that were initially projected at 4.2 billion shillings went up to almost 5.7 billion shillings. Election experts saying that the cost of elections should typically reduce with experience as we get better with time. But with the number of voters set to go up in Kenya by up to 6 million, with a corresponding increase in the number of polling stations and possible corruption and flawed tender processes, the country may still be very far from shedding off the dubious distinction of having one of the most expensive elections in the entire world. That's my explainer tonight.